What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes with Anderson. Day 2 at the job with Pipe Doctor. We are doing preventative maintenance on this Carrier R410A air conditioning condensing unit, the outdoor unit. Good technician is observant of surroundings. Take a look at this Fujitsu. You're going to see that we're missing the electrical cover there. So we basically have voltage right there exposed to the environment. Not a good thing, you know. A squirrel gets over there, a mouse, it's getting zapped. You know, someone who's not, you know, smart, you know, decides to lick that, not too smart either. But regardless, we got this Carrier condensing unit. Last year, substantial repairs were made. Not really substantial, but a substantial bill. System was completely flat. We found, well, not completely flat, almost flat. We found a leak in the, we found the leak in the evaporator coil. Unfortunately, this evaporator coil cannot be replaced. It's not, one is not available. So before we start maintenance, we're going to check the refrigerant levels. I don't want to waste time and money here if the system is flat. And, you know, imagine spending an hour here cleaning the condensing coil, checking the contactor, checking the capacitor, replacing a part possibly, right? And then the system is flat. So we got Anderson. This is his second day in the job. He's got some HVAC experience working for a couple of companies in his professional career. He did a great impression yesterday. Now we're at day 2. And this is actually a great test for any technician, right? We got our Testo 557 four valve digital manifold. We have our yellow jacket hoses with low loss fittings at the end. They're connected to the service ports on the high and low side of this condenser. And tell me what the pressure reading is of the system.
Right now, the low side, it says 23, and the high side, same thing, 24.
Huh. Okay. So,
gas, I guess.
Yeah. So one of the things I do is I always leave my valves open. Let's close those. Doesn't really matter. The system's not really running right now. Watch your hand. Okay. So it's P equal, sorry. Enter. We're going to do P equals 0. Going to zero this out. All right. And let's just, before we do anything crazy, let's just take that off. Take that off. Okay. Still everything's at 0, right? Yeah. No pressure change. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me what the pressure of the system is?
Right now, it's empty. 0.
Yeah? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, let's say you were here by yourself, right? And you come here, the system is flat. What's your next approach? Obviously, we're going to probably tell the homeowners, listen, there's no refrigerant in the system. I know last year we put almost $2,000 refrigerant into your system with labor and a sealant. That obviously did not work, right? And we'd be talking about maybe replacing the system or maybe doing another leak search, all right? Okay. So I want you, like I said, it's a great learning experience. I want you to take a look, all right, at these 2 service ports, okay? And I want you to tell me if there's anything different about these service ports than a normal service port that we see generally all the time.
Oh, okay.
Take a closer look. You want a light? I'll give you a light too if you want.
Oh, okay. There is no pin?
There's no pin. There's no Schrader valve. Correct. All right, so what do you think next?
I mean, I think that the bulbs might be closed. No?
Oh, what valves?
The
ports. See, there you go. Now, you see, you were almost ready to condemn the system.
Okay.
All right? When in fact, listen, that may still be the case, right? But if the valves are closed, you know, we're not going to get any reading on that. So let's reconnect our hoses, you know, to the high and low side service ports. And then let's crack open those valves and let's see what kind of pressure we have. So we're going to open up just the valve, just crack a little bit. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, or it could be the other way, but we'll find out in a second. Ooh, what's on there? Pretty tight. Is it really that tight? Any pressure there? No. Hold on, let me go get a service wrench. All right. Oh, let's open up our high side as well. Perfect. Excellent. So now we have some pressure readings there.
Okay.
Now they're not even, right? And the system's not running. So that could be one of a couple things. Number one, maybe the evaporator has some ice in it. Okay. Right? Maybe it's undercharged slightly, or maybe something else is going on here.
Hey, maybe did you pump it down?
Yeah.
Or nothing?
No. But I think if we can get the thermostat on and lowered, maybe we can get a good idea of how the system's behaving before we start maintenance. All right, so our system now is running. We're gonna let this run for a few minutes so the pressure stabilize, and we're gonna see what it's doing. All right, so we have about 106 on the low, 215 on the high. I have our Testo wireless temperature clamp probes on my suction and my discharge, and I'm getting a subcooling of 7.4 degrees, 7.5. Our low pressures, our pressure's still stabilizing, it looks like. This doesn't explain what we think is going on inside, why the pressures weren't even when we first got here, but it's also 62 degrees out, 61. And it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet, so we'll start with opening up the electrical compartment, and we're gonna check our controls. We're gonna check if there's a capacitor there. We're gonna check our contactor. We're gonna make sure that everything is hunky-dory. If we have a capacitor there, we're gonna probably test that dynamically. Oh yeah, look at that. We have a infinity system here, a communicating system, but we do have that control board right there, getting a signal from the indoor unit. We have a dual capacitor up there on the top left, and we have a contactor there on the left towards close to the bottom. Now, we're gonna do something a little bit different, Anderson. We're gonna test this capacitor dynamically while the system is running. Have you ever done that before? Okay, guess what? It's the first time for everything. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go to the HVAC School app. This is a great app, Vortex by Tex, brought to you by Refrigeration Technologies and the Venom Packs. Give them a shout out right there. Let's go to the main menu. We're gonna go to Tools. We're gonna go to Underload Capacitor Test. There you go, right? So in case you guys don't know what we're gonna be doing, there is a diagram of what we're gonna be doing. Put that right there so it's clear. We're gonna take a measurement of voltage from common on our dual capacitor to, let's say we'll do hermetically sealed. We're gonna take that voltage reading, and then we're gonna take a amperage reading of the amperage to the compressor from the wire going to the compressor from the capacitor. So we're gonna take a voltage reading carefully between C and Herm. So C would be our yellow wire, it looks like.
Yep.
All right, and be careful. Make sure that you don't touch anything else other than that. Okay. Now let's go to Herm, blue wire. Okay, and what do we got? 328. Okay, good. Now, 328. Now, let's take an amperage reading on this blue wire right here. If we can get in there. That little blue wire right there. Okay, and we need to read amperage. Now you got it? Jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
8.28, 8.3. Let's do 8.3. And what's this capacitor rating for?
This is
let me see there. What does that say? I can't read that. It doesn't tell me.
me either.
Oh, it sucks. Well, let's say it's 50. I don't think it is, but we'll calculate that. And we are showing that the rating is 50, but it's actually reading 67.13. So let's kill power to this. And let's see. Oh, look at that little breaker switch right there. That's pretty cool. Let's discharge that capacitor, and then let's take that capacitor out, and then we'll see what the size of that is. All right, and let's see what this capacitor is rated for. I'm gonna get 70 over 10. Yeah, 70 and
7.5.
and 7.5. So 70, 7.5, and it's reading. Let's test this now. Since we tested it while it was running, we got 67.13 of the calculated microfarads. Okay, so let's see what this actually tests at between Herm and C. So the common terminal and hermetically sealed terminal, and we get
65.8.
65.8. And on common to fan, I don't trust 12 point, well, I don't know, 7.61. All right, let's just see how reliable the Klein meter is versus, let's say, a Fluke. Let's put that right there or somewhere, whatever. So now, let's see on, my wire is all like messed up here. All right, and we're getting 66.2. And let's do common to fan right there, and we get 7.7. So we're probably, since rated for 70, and we're getting, what is it, 65?
Yeah, 65.
So a 5 off by 5, I would recommend a replacement of the dual capacitor. It passes the shake test, but what's probably going to happen with this is that on a real hot day, when it's 90 plus degrees outside, that's when it's going to die. Yeah. And we'll be here, and they'll be paying us for a trip charge. They'll be paying us for the hour of labor, and they'll be paying us for the capacitor. We're here, we're doing maintenance. It's a good idea to replace it. So let's go get one. All right, we have our new dual capacitor there. Let's test it before we install it. 69.1 between common and Herm. Let's do common to fan. And we get 7.5 exactly. Look at that. So now we verified. You should get a habit of doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you test your component before you install it, and just, you know, letting it go and take it on the faith that it's going to be testing okay brand new out of the box. Because I've taken Titan Pros out of the box and they're not within that specification. All right, so the new dual capacitor is in place and it's wired. Our blues are our Herm, the yellow is our common, and the brown is our fan. Now, before we get everything locked and loaded here, I double checked that my condenser fan motor, if I can show you in there, come on baby, get in there. It required a 7.5, come on baby. There you go, see the cap? Upside down 7.5/370. All right, so I verified that the fan side of this system needs a 7.5. I removed, well, Anderson removed the side access cover here. We're going to clean out the debris from the inside of this unit, and we're going to remove the compressor sound insulating blanket and to look at the rating plate of this Copeland scroll compressor to make sure that the cap that it requires is indeed a 70. There's lots of times where you'll look to replace a capacitor that's out of range or swollen, defective, you know, kaput, and you'll realize that maybe, just maybe, they put the wrong one in. So let's see if we could find our capacitor size here. And it's 70 right there. 7370. So we've just confirmed that the compressor requires 70, the condenser fan motor needs 7.5, and that's exactly what we installed. The 70 over 7.5, 370, 440 dual capacitor. We're gonna clean out the debris at the bottom of this unit, and then we'll button everything back up together. All right, so we cleaned the inside of our condenser area around the compressor, got rid of a lot of debris and some leaves and crap like that. Used the Milwaukee air blower to blow out the air here, and blow out the dirt here. Let's take a look at our pressures. Still not equal, oddly enough. Let's turn our power back on and button her back up. We're gonna wait for this to get a signal and give to the contactor, and then we'll check our final numbers. I have this saying, you know, a good technician is observant of their surroundings. I thought it was a closed diffuser when I heard the noise. It's actually a very dirty filter. Look how quiet it is now. Return, which is smart. You need a return up here. This is the attic of the house. You have one diffuser right there. Here's the return, so it's definitely gonna be more comfortable up here. All right, so that concludes this service call. We went up into the attic and used the brush on the clear condensate trap to make sure that it was clear of the cocky that's in there. And in case you're wondering, I did find the cover behind the unit buried in the dirt. So put that back on there and took care of that. Not too shabby. Guys and gals, if you're in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area and you need an HVAC contractor for your home or for your office, Pipe Doctor does residential and commercial. Give me a call, 516-348-6300, or save time and book online at pipedoc.net. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.